Hello dear students, I welcome back you again to my channel. Today we have a very important discussion that we will have to discuss, and this is a topic which is being asked again and again frequently in all the examinations. Okay, and the topic is JNK Panchayati Raj Act of 1989. Okay, and this is the first video that I'm uploading on it, and it will be covering the first three chapters. Okay, so let's get started. So the act got its assent or approval from governor on 11 July 1989. Okay, and this act mainly deals with three things, that is halka panchayats, okay, which I am going to discuss in this video, then block development councils, okay, then district planning and development boards. Okay, these are the three things that are covered, and there are total 14 chapters in it. Okay, and chapter first important things are mentioned here, like section 1 tells us about the short title, section second tells us about the definitions, and chapter first tells us about ward majlis and halka majlis. Okay, just listen carefully what I'm going to dictate. Okay, so we are taking ward majlis first. Okay, what about ward majlis? What are the important points? Ward majlis has to meet at least once in 3 months. It means it has to meet at least 4 times in a year. Okay, remember that. And it has to be presided by a panch. Okay, if the panch is absent, a person will be placed in his place who will be decided among its members by a majority decision. Okay, and this point talks about quorum. Quorum is actually a minimum number of requirement of members to start a meeting. Okay, so what is the minimum requirement? It should not be less than 1/10 of total membership. Okay, and also there should be a reservation for SCs and STs as per the population. Okay, or as per the population proportion. Okay, okay, let's talk about the functions of ward majlis. Okay, what are the functions of ward majlis? Very easy. These are the things that are based on common sense. Okay, so ward majlis has to first assist or help halka panchayats. Okay, and they have to generate proposals and kind of fix the schemes and fix the schemes related to different development. Okay, and they also have to identify the beneficiaries, which includes who are poor and who are not, who are to be benefited or who are not. Okay, and also they give assistance to development schemes and suggest the location of public utilities. For example, there is usage of public toilet, or there is to be a there has a need of placing service these poles, or electric pole lines, all these location, and the location of all the other utilities, tap water, everything that has to be suggested by the ward majlis. Okay, and other functions are, for example, promotion of literacy, health, helping to reduce poverty, help to reduce kind of childhood malnutrition, and also the assistance to the government related to different schemes. Okay, now let's discuss about halka majlis. Okay, halka majlis is also important, and halka majlis, first important point is that there has to be one halka majlis for each halka panchayat. Okay, and the meeting should be held by a sarpanch or naib sarpanch, and this person has to be authorized by this person has to be authorized by halka panchayat. Okay, and at least there should be 4 meetings per year. I told you before, this will remain mostly same in every part. Okay, and there has to be a secretary of panchayat. Why secretary of panchayat? Secretary of panchayat to record the minutes of meeting. Okay, whatever the meeting is being going on, to record that, there has to be the secretary of panchayat, and to help him there has to be inspector panchayat, which will help the correct recording of the meeting. Okay, again the quorum should not be less than 1/10 of total membership. Okay, functions of halka panchayat should be to approve the plans. Okay, and for the economic, social, and for the social and economic development, and their functions are to reduce poverty, and to conduct social audit, to promote harmony, to promote literacy, and to approve the plans of the governments, which are basically basically they have to approve it on the priority basis. Okay, I hope you understood this. So let's begin now with the chapter second, which deals with halka panchayat. Very important. Okay, so halka panchayat for every halka. Okay, and it should start with the name of the place. For example, whatever halka halka is there in any place, and that halka has to be begun with the name of that place. Okay, and again the sarpanch has to convene the meeting at least 4 times a year, and this is very important detail here, that for every halka panchayat. Okay, for every halka panchayat members, the membership should not be less than 7, means there should not be less than 7 members, or we can say at least there should be 7 members, and there should not be more than 11 members present in a halka panchayat. Okay, and the reservation should also be given to SCs and STs. Okay, both in terms of sarpanch's place and in terms of panch's place. And this is another important point, that 1/3 of the seats should be reserved for women of scheduled caste and scheduled tribe. Okay, and these seats are to be filled by the direct election. Okay, and sarpanch is also, sarpanch is also elected, or the seat of the sarpanch is also filled by direct election, and this election is conducted by the electorate of halka panchayat. Okay, and this the another detail is that about naib sarpanch should be appointed by sarpanch in the first meeting of the halka panchayat. Okay, and I told you about the secretary of halka panchayat. Secretary of halka panchayat should be a VLW, that is village level worker, or also called a multi-purpose worker, or gram sevika. Okay, and the term of the office of the halka panchayat member should be 5 years. Okay, what are the ways of the disqualification of the member of halka panchayat? I'm going to discuss here. Okay, so a halka panchayat member is not a member, okay, if he is under the service of government. Okay, if he is working under the service of government with a salary, or if he is less than 21 years old, or if it is declared by a court that he has a, or she has a unsound mind, or is incompetent, or is insolvent. Okay, these three things have to be decided by a court. Okay, and if he is a lambardar, or a village chokidar, or he is a salaried servant under salaried servant of halka panchayat, then he will be disqualified as the halka panchayat member. Okay, or if he has been convicted in any offense and the sentence is not less than 2 years. Okay, and also if has not been in the electoral roll, if he is not in the electoral roll of that panchayat, then he is also disqualified. Okay, and if he also brings the false certificates of false certificates, for example, I belong to ST, I belong to SC, then later on if it proves to be the false statement or false certificate, on the basis of that he will also be disqualified. Okay, then I'm going to discuss here how the sarpanch and naib sarpanch can be removed. Okay, so if the panchs feel that they don't feel more confident about the sarpanch or naib sarpanch, that he's worthless, he cannot do anything, then they can remove him by two-third of the majority. Okay, or two-third of the members has to vote in favor of the removal. Okay, and if he shows misconduct and he neglects the duty, or is absent from duty for 3 consecutive meetings, he shall be removed. And if he is disqualified under section 6, which I discussed above. Okay, what about filling of vacancies? Okay, so if a person is disqualified, a panch or sarpanch, then his seat has to be filled, his vacancy has to be filled. Okay, so how to fill that vacancy? The vacancy should be only filled if the remaining term of that place is more than 6 months. Okay, then through the re-election this seat will be filled. Okay, also there is this thing, that is appointment of an administrator, very important. When this administrator shall be appointed by government. Okay, first it shall be appointed by government, not by halka panchayat. So this administrator shall be appointed by government only through these conditions, which I will show you. So he has to hold office only for 6 months. Then again, if the government wants to increase his term, they will increase it by the terms of 3 months, and then again if they feel, they will increase by more 3 months. Okay, and if in the eyes of the government they feel that, or there are two options, if in the eyes of the government or in the eyes of a district magistrate they feel that halka panchayat is incompetent, or the halka panchayat in this region cannot be formed, then that will be managed by the administrator. That's why the administrator's role comes in. Okay, and the resignation. What about resignation? Sarpanch or naib sarpanch has to resign in writing. Okay, if they want to resign. Okay, now looking at the chapter 3rd, the last chapter, which we are going to discuss in this video, very simple, that deals with powers of halka panchayat. What are the powers? Again, the things based on common sense, that they ensure the proper placement of government funds, they kind of prepare plans of development and execute them on the priority basis, and they also take measures to execute those plans. Okay, they deal with the problems of conservation of resources, for example, forestry, social service, soil, conservation of water, conservation of other things that are necessary. And they also regulate the buildings, marketplaces. They kind of focus on the preservation of food, sale of resources, sale and commerce, sanitation, health, and all the other things. And also the other job of them is to conduct the social audit. So this is it for today. I hope I have explained everything in detail, and hope it has been covered whatever was your requirement. Okay, thanks for watching, and I will see you in the next video.